on the air in 3.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, hi there. Happy Wednesday. It's May the 22nd, 2019. I'm Eric, talking at you as always from beautiful downtown Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, where earlier today NASA was forced to abort a launch. Now they're all going to jail.
Must be in Alabama.
That's stupid. How's it going, Gord?
I'm doing all right, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I got a taste of bureaucracy today to remind me why I hate them so much. But it's been a decent day. The weather here is amazing. Everybody's in a good mood because it's welfare week. Just happy times, happy times.
Yeah, it's been chilly and cloudy and rainy all day for me. So
excellent.
That sucks.
Yeah.
For the uninitiated.
Joys me being indoors though.
Excellent.
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent.
That's the upside.
These are some sensitive buttons here. Yeah, what else did I have to talk about? Nothing went on today. It was a very boring day. I got very little accomplished. Wrote some music. Hung out with a roommate that I don't know very well. It was good times.
That's very nice.
And I ran into an old friend today.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is very cool. And that was my big subject du jour. I don't know, because Gordon and I haven't talked about pot for or much recently.
No.
How you doing, world? Thanks for joining us. All my friends in Europe, I don't know why you listen, but thank you for doing so. I'm glad to have you back. Ladies, welcome.
Listen. Because we're fucking amazing. That's why we listen. Jesus.
I certainly hope that's why. Hopefully we're a little more amazing now that I've refurbished the studio, brought us up to where we should be. We'll see how long it lasts, but for now, it's pretty damn good.
Fingers crossed. We're going to keep it going.
If it sounds better and you want to tell me about it, drop me a line, Eric, at ericandgord.com. You can send that comment right along with your donations for Degrassi Street.
Please send in some fucking donations.
It's not looking good, man. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I ran into an old friend on the C-Bus today, which I never, ever take the C-Bus. I hate the stupid thing. But
why don't you like the C-Bus? What's wrong with the C-Bus?
I hate the walk. It takes twice as long to walk on and off the C-Bus as it does to just take the 240. That big gateway where you're just stuck like a herd of cattle. I hate it. I can't stand it.
Well, there's only two ways to beat that. One is to either be the very first person off so you can do the mad rush out, or be the last person, just take your fucking time and stroll.
Why does everybody who gets off that thing has no concept that there's people behind them? They're just taking that whole front row is just taking their sweet ass time. Oh, I like the weather. It's nice. I want to look at stuff. Get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, I agree. It's brutally fucking annoying. But yeah, this is why for me, I did one of the two things. If I wasn't the very first person off the fucking thing and leading the pack, then fuck it, I'm just gonna sit down and wait till pretty much everybody's gone and the security starts doing the walkthrough.
Yeah, that's generally what I like to do as well, but doesn't always work out that way. But today I ran into a friend. He asked that I don't mention his name, which is fair.
Steve.
But he has been for the last 4 years running a shop called M Audibles. Why do I keep doing that? M Edibles. Right here in beautiful downtown Vancouver, commercial drive area. And I asked him, what's going on with edibles these days? Because it's such a weird thing that they'd be illegal. And man, did he ever fill me in on some things.
Yeah, it's a fucked up situation when it comes up to edibles.
The whole marijuana legislation is completely fucked. Him and his staff members actually protest it once a week. And they're trying to have as I said, the entire legislation needs to be overturned. His eyes just lit up in his head. He fully thinks the entire legislation needs to be scrapped, no matter who the next government is. And he's very happy to join us in that effort.
Good.
So, very glad to hear that. But he let me in on a few things. He said he told me to do something, and I didn't have time to get around to doing it, but I'd like for us to do so. He said to look at the number of grow ops in Canada that are not run by either current or former police officers.
Wait, fuck off. Really?
He said there's almost none. This whole
Almost
thing,
none. No grow ops being operated by former cops.
No, they are all.
They actually are. Really?
They're either cops or former cops. The only reason they got behind this legislation was because they knew about it and they could buy up all the farms and make money off it. So the cops are selling to the government stores and they're strong-arming everybody else out of the industry. So it's really not legal because no one can get into it except for cops or former cops. That's why shops like the Blue Door all of a sudden shut down. Dispensaries never have a chance of getting licensed again. The government stores will see to it. And no regular person will ever have a grow up that's lucrative whatsoever. And they're not interested in edibles. Edibles will never be a thing. This poor guy, he says if they even get legalized, the only licensing they're going to be able to get in Canada is going to be similar to a craft brewery license. So it'll be restricted just like a craft brewery is. It'll be the same for edible. Right now,
really?
Yeah. It's a weird little gray area they can operate in right now in the medical area, the way marijuana used to. That's how they're surviving at the moment. That's how edibles are kind of sneaking under the radar for now. But even at that, they're scrutinized to a ridiculous degree. And the penalties for possession of edibles are, as we said off the air, as we looked into, they are akin to the jail sentence for manslaughter. It's 14 years if you get caught with an ounce, with an ounce worth of pot in your edibles.
Oh my god!
So you got a tray of brownies and it happens to equal an ounce, you can go to jail for 14 years in this place that just legalized marijuana.
But the thing is that it can't be an ounce of total weight because like one brownie can weigh over an ounce.
Exactly.
So the question is the weight has to come in and how much pot is in it. And there would be no way of determining that because I can tell you from experience, for the most part, when you're making brownies, you only need a quarter ounce for a whole batch of brownies. So
when you're
therefore,
making them on a commercial degree though?
Yeah, but you're talking...
So if he's delivering them to a customer in a truck or something, he can do a maximum penalty of 14 years.
Oh my god!
Every ingredient is scrutinized by Health Canada. There's like Health Canada people there watching every move he makes. He says it's
which is great. A bunch of fucking people who know nothing about the fucking industry are going to regulate something. That's fucking smart and safe.
Isn't that insane? It's just an absolute nightmare for them. And he says it's never getting any better. He says they never intended it to be better. This whole time it's been the Liberals lining the pockets of cops and politicians. That's what the intent was right from day one.
Oh, man. Now, that is one thing that I'm pretty sure that I think Ford would actually... I'm pretty sure that's something he would change because he understands it's business. And he knows that by legalizing that, you're opening the door to a tremendous amount of money that's not being tapped into.
Hey, where's Barry?
Yeah,
he's like because like when I sent you that text back when you told me about that, one of the things that makes this so fucking short-sighted. Okay, so you made weed legal, fantastic. All the people who smoke weed, great, that's awesome. What you can't legally buy are concentrates. What you can't legally buy are edibles.
Yeah,
those concentrates or edibles, those two things are the safest way to consume it physically.
Yeah, but then they're never
When
going
it
to make
comes
it
to
to
the
the mass
body,
market.
and they'll never make it to the mass market because the people in charge don't know anything about it, and they're fucking stupid. I want to fuck. I don't want to fuck. I want to fucking kill. It's unbelievably pathetic knowing that the people that are in charge. It's the same thing as anything. Like, why is it that when somebody gets in charge of something, they know nothing about it? How the fuck does that happen?
Well, this guy claims they did know about it. They just didn't care. It wasn't part of the. It wasn't part of the mandate to make it accessible and legal. It was to get
But
these
if they
farms up and
knew
running.
about it, if they truly knew about it, then they would. They would just do it. Just because, again, yeah, weed's going to bring in $20 billion a year. Edibles on top of that is going to bring in an additional $5.
Yeah,
Because you got a whole lot of people that want to take this shit that need it for the health reasons, for pain, for all these different reasons, that can't smoke it or refuse to smoke.
right. And they're not part of the picture, I guess.
No, and it's just fucking, the whole fucking thing infuriates me. It still does. It pisses me off to no end. Again, how do you make a drug policy when you won't even admit that you do drugs in the beginning, and if you've never actually dealt with the industry? Like, it's just fucking stupid.
It is. And one thing you mentioned there, this gentleman has a young grandchild with cystic fibrosis who was having up to 20 seizures a day.
Yep.
Has not had a single seizure since he started consuming marijuana. But you're not blowing smoke in a baby's face. It goes in a formula or whatever.
Yeah, you use a tincture.
And no, that's very illegal. Don't do that.
No.
These guys do, obviously, and that's why they don't want to be named, because they do flagrantly break the law at the moment. But they are trying very hard to get it changed, and I'm willing to do anything I can for them and vice versa. So we've exchanged numbers, and we'll be in contact a lot in the next little bit, I think. This is something I can really get behind. It's really just unfair and stupid. And you've got sick people suffering because of it. He went through years of chemotherapy unnecessarily that marijuana could have treated. And he's just trying to pass that along.
I can't tell you. When I worked at the dispensary in BC, I can't tell you the amount of fucking people that came in. MS, cancer. I mean, just it's a plethora of fucking diseases that people deal with. That came in and said, I can't smoke it. I don't like smoking. I don't like the effect smoking has on me. Mm-hmm. But edibles are different. They affect as a whole body. Sure, it takes a little bit longer for it to kick in, but it's a longer effect.
That's true, yeah.
Which means you take, again, you take, there's this one lady that she would come in. She would buy what the fuck were they, like the brownies or the cookies.
Yeah.
And she found that with the cookies, in particular, she would take the cookie and she would literally just cut the cookie into thirds. Eat a third of the cookie. It takes anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour and a half to kick in, depending on, what you've had to eat and all this other shit. Once it kicks in, she won't have to take another piece of that cookie for like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. Hey, I ate a whole one mistakenly last year. And I was pretty good for damn near 24 hours.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I can tell you from experience, eating. I mean, again, here's the whole thing: eating, having edibles. When it comes to that, anything that's got weed in it for food that you're eating, the high is much more intense. It's your entire body. It doesn't just hit you in the head. It's your whole fucking body. It lasts a very, very long time, and it can come out and come in waves.
Yes.
It's not for the lighthearted. It's not for the weak stomachs. People who have weak stomachs that can't handle a whole lot of shit, don't be fucking taking edibles. You ain't going to be able to handle it. You're going to be that asshole that sits in the corner crying, saying, this should be big because you fucked me up. Fuck you. Your choice. You're a fucking idiot.
Yes, science.
Plain and simple. Like, it's just... fucking hate people some days.
I couldn't agree more. So yeah, we're gonna be on this for the summer. I think this is gonna be a little crusade of mine. So anyone wants to get involved, Eric at ericandgord.com, and I will post some links to how you can get in touch with the people at M Edibles if you can help them or want to assist them in some way, or just want to go check it out and buy some edibles for yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
really cool guy. It was really good to see him. It's neat to see him doing something cool like this. So.
Oh, and by the way, for the record, anybody listening who wants to try edibles, there is one specific type of edibles that I haven't heard anybody else doing. I've actually done this, and it is the fucking best. Weed Rice Krispie Squares.
Oh yeah.
You do not taste the weed really in it. For some reason, the marshmallow mixture nullifies the flavor of the weed a little more intensely than it does normally. Because you always get that back weed flavor.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, but the high was just spectacular.
Wow. There you
So
go.
highly,
Everybody.
yeah. So there you go. Weed fucking Rice Krispie Squares. Do that shit. Enjoy it. S'mores it up. Thank me later.
Tips from your Uncle Gord.
Mm-hmm.
If
That's right.
like I've said many times before, if there's anyone you're going to take advice from, he's the one you want to go to.
I know more than the average bear.
And that would be Gord at ericandgord.com. You can send
If you
donations
have,
there as well.
you can send donations to me. You can you can ask me just about anything you want to ask me. If you have questions about anything, if you have questions about life, about drugs, about alcohol, about tattoos, about relationships, I am chock full of information. Hey, some of it might even be right. Who knows?
I'm chock full of things you're not going to want to hear. So if you want some of that, I'm all over that action. You just send those emails right over to me, and I'll fill you all full of shit you don't want to know about.
You know something I'm getting nervous about, Eric?
So yeah, please put me in.
I am getting nervous once I end up getting a laptop and I get a microphone and all that sort of stuff. I am nervous about actually hearing my voice coming through my headphones, and I'm actually starting to get a little panicky about it.
Really?
Yep, I'm actually getting worried about it.
If you choose to record the way I do, I can't hear myself through my headphones. I have that turned off.
Oh,
That's
very smart.
If you record on the Skype app, that's one of the options. You can turn off everything individually, so I don't have to hear the music that's playing. I don't have to hear the sound effects, or I don't have to hear me. Or look, I can turn you off. There, now I can't hear you. That's not.
But I heard
anything.
music. I heard music.
You heard music?
Yeah.
When I did this? Did you hear it again?
Yeah, no, it's not there again. That was really weird. Oh, that's why. Oops, I was flipping through my phone and it was a background music. Sorry.
And that's all your pot advice you need right there.
I'm not even fucking high. Oh, that's terribly.
All right, that's got the power.
There it is.
That's a long one. I'm not going to play it right now. You're welcome, James. So that sucks and that's stupid. Get rid of Justin Trudeau. Eric and Gord 2019. There'll be some more propaganda up for you soon. Now I'm back up and running. I can start making all kinds of great posters and stuff for us again, including for the actual really official Globe Earthers discussion group.
Which, hang on, by the way, speaking of, I got message back on that.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, no. Do I call her up by name? I guess I can call her up by name at this stage, right? She's doing it all public.
Yeah, you can call her by name, I think.
Yep.
She's maybe first
so
name.
Tara is her name. So as we know, my last response was because she had basically asked if I was basically worried about my soul. And I said no, because, well, basically, fuck you. So her message back was, our Lord doesn't judge us by what we think. You don't understand him. God is love. If you invite him into your heart, you won't feel judgment. All you will feel is love. It's the most magical feeling ever. But if you have to accept what God tells us to be true as well, and God tells us that the world is flat.
Well,
Yes,
Flat like
science.
your fucking IQ.
oh, she sounds lovely.
Oh, okay. I have to figure out how to respond to this. First of all, the only thing I can start off by saying is, have you ever read the fucking Bible?
Yeah, well,
Jesus
they don't like
fucking
that
Christ,
argument.
that
That's the
is nothing
argument I
but
keep using.
spitefulness and anger and bitterment. And secondly, you're all a fucking judgmental, so suck a fucking fat dick, bitch. I mean, come on.
No, you just don't get it.
Yeah, right. I just don't get it. I don't understand these sort of things because
Us,
I
we
don't believe
can't.
the fucking book.
We can't wrap our minds around this. We're just
All I
wrong and
gotta
stupid.
all I gotta say is the fucking there is now an actual religion of the Jedi faith that's based off of a fucking movie.
Yeah, that's just
No,
stupid.
no different whatsoever. Movie was originally a book, which is called a script. There's no difference whatsoever. So
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
eat a fat one.
Um,
Our Lord doesn't judge us by what we think.
well,
But you're telling me he does because I think that the world is round. So therefore, you're telling me God is going to judge me because of what I think. You just
yeah.
talked yourself out of your own argument.
Well, that's what they always do, and that's what I keep telling them, and then they get mad and kick me out of their groups. I still haven't been let back in.
Have you asked?
Yeah, I don't think they want me back.
Fine, I'll join.
I think I'm going to have to. It's either I joined a couple of other ones, but they're not quite as fun as the official one. There's a lot of fringe ones that are just they get systematically more retarded as you get further away from the official one, which is just the problem. This is where, in my opinion, the industrial revolution has gone wrong, and you can read about this in my blog. But we have now just unlimited access to any amount of knowledge, almost at our fingertips, 24 hours a day. We're not designed to process this much knowledge. We're not capable of handling it. And
It's too
when we
much.
get it in our heads, we start to this is what starts to happen. We start convincing other people of stupid crap that we're making up in our own minds. It's almost like in my blog I compare it to junk food. It's become like junk food, and we're mental diabetics now.
Yes, I would agree to that.
We're not consuming anything with any nutritional value anymore. It's just pop.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, as sad as that sounds, it's very fucking true.
That's I came up with that all by myself, by the way, that little analogy. I was quite impressed with it. But that's
Good.
where we're at. And the problem is there's too many people who, especially in America, God love them, they're very disconnected. We don't know that up here. We don't think it, but they don't have the infrastructure that we do. So they get in with these little groups and they believe what they're saying is true, and they don't investigate it themselves, and they don't have the means to do so like we do here. Yes, our cell phones are very expensive, but they're light years ahead of where they are in most of America.
Is that actually true? Really?
That's very true. Their system sucks.
Oh. I mean, I know their system sucks, but I didn't realize that we had like better cell phones than them.
Oh, way better. Well, I don't know if the devices themselves, but the network is much, much better here.
Oh. Interesting.
Look at half their stores don't even have fucking debit machines.
Shut up, really?
Yeah, it's all ATMs.
Oh,
They don't have that fiber optic capability that we do, I don't think. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I just know they suck and we don't. So it's easier to. That's why we don't have David Koresh's up here. When was the last time you heard of a Canadian cult?
Yep.
Right? We don't.
I can't even.
No one in Canada can commit to something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'll join your cult, sure, but I gotta be home by 9.
Right? Yeah, I gotta be
Dude.
home early because I got to watch that TV show that's on.
Yeah, right. Oh, I'm totally into offing myself with you and going to the hoary netherworlds, but not if the Leafs make the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, right. That could not be any more of a true fucking statement.
So again, you're never going to get that in Canada. Plus, we look into we tend to question things like that, especially when someone declares themselves the supreme leader of anything. We're always a little bit like, whoa there, buddy. All right.
Yeah, hang on there, Bucko.
I got a picture of the Queen right here on my money, and you're not her.
Right.
So we don't get on board with that kind of stuff. Plus, we're smarter, and we choose not to.
Yeah.
A Canadian cult would be hilarious. What would you do?
Drink coffee, discuss hockey,
listen to Anne Murray. Sorry, Anne Margaret. That would be why Anne Murray. God damn it.
Canadian cults. Okay, I'm actually looking up Canadian cults. I need this. I need to know if
the Earth actually revolves around Rita McNeil.
Oh wait, here we had one. We had a cult. Ross Thorold was a Canadian cult leader who led a small religious group of anthill kids in Burnt River, Ontario, between 1977 and 1989. The self-proclaimed prophet, under the name Moisey, founded the Doomsday Cult in Quebec, based on Seventh-day Adventist church beliefs.
Oh, there's a shock.
Yep. Thorold maintained multiple wives and concubines, impregnating all female members as a religious requirement and fathering 26 children.
Ooh,
his followers,
child support payment must suck.
Right? His followers, including 12 adults and 22 children, lived under his totalitarian rule as commune and were subject to serve physical and sexual abuse.
Wow, there you go. Way to go, Boise.
Oh, but the good news is he died in prison by a shiv into the neck in prison.
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
He was arrested for assault in 89, dissolving the cult, and was convicted for murder in 93 for the death of follower of somebody I'm not going to pronounce.
Wow.
He had previously killed an infant, while two of his disciples died following homeopathic treatments administered by them by him.
Oh, you homeopathic bastards. You guys are right up there with anti-vaxxers, you motherfuckers. Thank God that couple got convicted.
He was actually, Thorold, along with Robert Picton, Clifford Olson, and Paul Bernardo, have been considered one of Canada's most notorious criminals since the 1980s.
I've never heard of the man. That's terrible.
I've never heard of him. Yeah, Roch Thoreau. I mean, it kind of sounds real. Roch Thoreau does sort of ring a bell, but
it sounds like Ross Perot, the guy.
It does, yeah.
For a president in the 90s.
Yeah, but no, I just love it. Cause of death.
Stabbed in neck with shiv. And that story's even better. Ross Perot moved to Canada and started a cult?
Right?
That's awesome. I'm going with my story. It's better. Eric Gord, the only credible news source you can rely on. If we don't tell you the news, we'll tell you something just as entertaining.
Oh my God, I love this. The guy who killed this dude, his name is Gerard McDonald. He was a 60-year-old convicted murderer. He was charged with the killing. He pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, was sentenced to life in prison, having already been serving a life sentence for a previous murder charge.
Of course. So why wouldn't you?
And the best thing is after he killed him, he goes, McDonald had stabbed Thoreau in the neck with a shiv, walked to the guard station, handed them the weapon, and proclaimed, "That piece of shit is down the range. Here's the knife. I sliced him up."
There you go. Attaboy,
Oh,
Gerard. Do you get more
oh,
Canadian than Gerard McDonald?
oh,
That's
that's great. He might
that
as
is the
well have just
most Canadian name
apologized.
ever. Here's the knife. I'll see you in court, fellas. I'm going to bed.
Yep, I'm going to bed. That piece of shit is down on the range. Here's the knife. I've sliced them up.
That's fantastic. My hat goes off to you, Mr. McDonald.
I think I just found my next tattoo.
Here's to you, Mr. McDonald. 60 years old.
60 years old.
And
Yeah.
I wonder if he could possibly still be alive.
Here, let's find out.
He'd be like 100, but.
Actually, they don't have. Let me see here. Oh, fuck the biography. I wonder about the death again. Where's that? No, they don't. No, his name is Matthew Gerard McDonald. I didn't see that
Even
word
better.
Matthew there.
Of course
Yeah,
it is.
that was his cellmate, by the way.
Yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. There you go. That's you get the first Order of Canada when Eric ordered Prime Minister. There's going to be a special honorary mention for great Canadians like yourself, Mr. McDonald. I'm proud to call you a Canadian.
He's down the range. The piece of shit is down the range. That's just awesome.
We're going to give you life in prison. Yeah, guess what? Got that.
I already got
Thanks.
it. Yeah, I'm going to go stab some more people.
You can give that to someone else. I already got one. Thanks. What are you going to do?
So there you go. So that's our...
What are you going to do? Bring me back to life and make me do it again, fuckers? I love it. That's my new favorite guy. I'm glad I brought that up tonight just to talk to him. Hey, you mentioned the FLDS. That this guy is based his stuff on the FLDS, which obviously, of course, every religion that's insane and stupid has something to do with the Latter-day Saints.
Yeah.
The number one of the number one top trending selling things in Canada right now that we love to buy on Amazon.com is the Ancestry DNA kit. We're loving Ancestry DNA. We're spending millions on it. And guess who owns that, kids? The big old Ancestry factory in Utah that's all owned by the Mormon Church. So that's who's getting all your information, is these freaks. Don't buy these DNA kits. They take your information, they use it for nefarious Mormon things, and then they sell it to the fucking Chinese. Stop buying these things. They're evil. That's all they are. They're packaged evil. And they probably don't even tell you the truth about your family, and you don't look it up anyway. Oh, look, I was part of the Earl of Bruce. No, you don't know.
Hang on. I got some more on this guy. This is fucking quite fascinating. You ready for this shit? Before getting kicked out of the Seventh-day Adventists, Thorold had amassed a following by organizing detox seminars for people trying to quit smoking and drinking. He convinced some of them to quit their jobs and leave their families to live with him in the wilderness, dubbing them the Anthill Kids because of how hard he demanded they work. And when I say demanded, listen to this. I mean, he forced them to break their own legs with sledgehammers if they refused. Wow.
Let me tell you one thing right off the bat, everybody. And you know what? This actually is happening to a friend of mine on a regular. If someone tells you, no, come live in the wilderness with me, it'll be better. It's never better. It's never a good thing. If anyone who's credible and knows what they're talking about has a penthouse somewhere. Nobody lives in the wilderness who is not batshit crazy. That's just good advice. If anyone goes, hey, you got to quit your job and come live in the woods, I know the way. No, he knows no way other than to have sex with you and take what you own.
That's right. That's it.
Don't ever go into the woods with anyone, ever. Unless you're in like a scout troop. And even then, it's iffy.
Yeah, even then, you got to watch out for them fucking leaders. Hang on a second here. To give an idea of some of the shit this guy did to his followers, He nailed children to trees, made his followers eat their own feces, and when angered, that's not when he was mad.
No, that was on a good day.
That's on a good day, right? When angered, he'd strip them down and bat them, pluck their hairs out one by one, and many other forms of abuse. He refused to take anyone to a doctor instead of performing surgeries himself without anesthetic, which resulted in one woman's death from pulling out her intestines. He also killed children during a failed circumcision, and one more died after being left outside during a blizzard as punishment.
Wow. This guy's just got a winner all over. Oh, man, Canadians are some sick fucks.
Wow.
A circumcision gone wrong. I've actually heard that's quite a dangerous operation, actually.
I wouldn't be all that surprised.
That's why they don't recommend it later in life.
Yeah, it's supposed to be extremely painful later in life and takes forever to heal.
And just the risk factor there, I think it's totally worth it because toques are gross. But I don't know if I'd do it. Luckily I don't have to. I don't have to face that evil thing. But yeah, it's bad for you. I know I have a family member who had to go for one later on in life, and his doctor actually talked him out of it. But he thought it was like healthier to have it done. Which I totally think it is, because toques are gross. They got to be unhealthy.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with them.
Dude, I've got to read you some of these. Okay, guys, we're going to be in for a little bit of an interesting one, because there's some fascinating shit here. There's a carny cult. In 1991, a traveling carny named William Alt found out that a couple of his co-workers were involved in a cult called Satan's Disciples, and he wanted in.
Name.
William Alt. The only problem was Mark Goodwin, Jimmy Pennick, and brothers Keith and David Lawrence didn't want him in their cult. Alt, not wanting to give up on being one of Satan's disciples, decided to blackmail the group with his knowledge that Pennick and Kenneth Lawrence had killed an 18-year-old boy earlier that year. Only it didn't actually work on the group. The 5 members of Satan's disciples drove Alt to a secluded area, told him to lie on a makeshift altar, then proceeded to mutilate and torture him. After tying and gagging him, the group invoked Satan before cutting an inverted cross into his body and killing him. They later cut off his head and hands and tried to burn them. When that failed, they dumped his body in a field.
Just dumped him in a field. Just like we do with our old couches and mattresses.
Right?
Idiots. That is just...
okay, what did this fucking nutty bitch do?
We can't burn his head. What do we do? I don't know. Let's get out of here. Leafs are playing. That's amazing.
Kind of boring. Some chick who found God decided to start one and did a bunch of... What the fuck's this bitch's name? Kashi Ashram in the 1970s. A New York housewife saw visions of Jesus, and 2 Hindu spirit guides gave her a new name and started her own religion. Majaya Sati Bhagavati.
God.
Yep. So she turned herself into a deity, telling followers the guru is greater than God.
Yeah, that's what we call a hin don't.
Right? Yeah, it's all boring. Let me see here. The River Fall cult. All started with the body of a 17-year-old sex worker, Doreen, was found outside of a high school. Her wrists were bound with fishing line, and she had been horrifically beaten and sexually assaulted. Originally, police thought it was one of her clients, but 1 year later, the body of another sex worker was found on a makeshift altar.
Wow.
Then another one showed up. A sex worker came forward fearing for her life, claiming that pimp Carl Drew and sex worker Rob Murphy, who is also somebody's girlfriend, were responsible for the murders. Part of a devil-worshipping prostitution ring.
Hey, where's Barry?
That's amazing. Hey, you know what? This is totally true. When I was very young, I'm thinking like grade 6, I believe I was, around there.
Yeah.
There were some animal mutilations in my town of Kelowna, and people thought it was me and my friends that we had a weird cult, and we were mutilating
Really?
animals. That's pretty
Ooh.
good. That's a good thing to get accused of when you're 10.
Yeah, right.
Um,
That's just what you want.
I was not doing that.
Oh,
uh,
dude, this is a great one.
oh, fill me in. Hey, if you're in a cult in Canada and you want to talk about it, get in touch with us, Eric at ericgord.com. We would love to have a cult leader on the show with us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We
And no
will
judgments.
we will quote unquote promote you.
Happy to promote your cult. Just get in touch with me.
Which, speaking of which, in BC, there is a little Asian dude I saw on the bus who was reading a book saying how to start your own cult. He was reading a
cults for
book on the
dummies.
bus. Yeah, it was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. So here's one called the Superior Universal Alignment. Valentina de Andrada was the leader of a 1980s UFO cult called Superior Universal Alignment in the remote part of Brazil. She claimed to receive messages from extraterrestrials that God didn't exist. Rather, Jesus was an alien and he was going to send a spacecraft to save true believers from the end times.
And yeah, we're going to talk about him a little bit later on in the show.
Okay. However, her prophetic beliefs came with one caveat.
Caveat, yeah.
Caveat? Okay. All boys born under 1981 were possessed by devil and had to be purged.
Oh, of course, yeah.
At first, the person simply demanded that some couples turn their children over to other couples, grandparents, or other guardians, so they qualify to leave on their spaceship. However, that didn't turn out to be enough, and things became violent. Between 1989 and 93, members of the group were believed to have been sexually assaulted, mutilated, or killed at least 19 boys between 8 and 13 years old.
Oh, my good
6
God.
of them died, 5 were never found, while the rest escaped. Though some have been drugged and mutilated, including castration.
Well,
Took 11 years for Brazilian... Well, yeah, of course, right? Took 11 years for Brazilian police to gather enough evidence to bring the guy to trial, along with 4 male members of her cult, many of whom were prominent citizens of the remote Amazonian community.
Yeah, tip number 2, that person who tells you they're going to take you into the wilderness and make everything better, if that's a woman, run like hell.
Jesus, listen to this, man. While all 4 right? While all 4 of the men connected to the boys' murders were sentenced to decades in prison, DeAndre, whatever the fuck, was acquitted of all charges because she wasn't in the area when the crimes were committed. And weirdly enough, the Superior Universal Alignment still has an active presence online.
Really?
How about that?
Oh, we are definitely joining up, getting involved with them this summer. Superior Universal Alignment.
Yeah,
I would think that was a chiropractic group.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought too. That's what it sounds like. Superior Universal Alignment. It sounds like something I would want to sign up for, to crack a back or something.
That's either your back or your front end steering.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
Maybe all 3.
Here's another nice one. Marcus Wesson. You ever remember that name? I remember this name.
I do remember that name.
The Vampire King. In 2004, 57-year-old Marcus Wesson stepped out of his house in Fresno, covered in blood, and police knew that something had gone terribly wrong.
Well,
what was your first clue? The fact that he walked out, or the blood? I don't know.
That's some killer detective work there, fellas. You saw the naked kid covered in blood, and you thought, hey, something's awry.
Something's off on that. I can't put my finger on
peculiar.
It. That's off. Right?
Maybe we should look into that.
Piled in the back of the house were the bodies of 9 of his kids and grandkids, surrounded by antique coffins.
That's just something special.
He cultivated and controlled an incestuous family of followers through manipulation and physical abuse.
Isn't it always weird white dudes, too? Did you know? Have you noticed
Not this dude. This is a black guy with fucking dreads. Yeah. I'm assuming, anyways. That's what it looks like. Yeah, according to the picture. Yeah, that's him.
No, wow, good on you.
That's funny. Yeah.
It's an equal opportunity employment.
Yeah.
Cold leading.
Yeah, his practice was he followed his own spiritual practice that combined Christianity and vampirism, believing that Jesus Christ was actually a vampire and the end times would be upon them when a police officer arrived at the door. When's the end of times? When the cops show up. Gigs up when the cops come.
Oh, that's
That's how you
great.
know.
Well, the jig is up. See you in court. Oh, wow.
He kept his sons separate from his daughters and refused to let them socialize with each other in fear that they would develop sexual feelings for each other. This is
Oh,
primarily
makes
because he
sense.
considered himself God and all his daughters were his future wives. He started
Oh,
marrying
yeah,
his
well, that
daughters
makes
in
sense.
74, sexually abusing them as children so they could bear even more kids for him. It's believed he fathered about 18 children through 7 women, 5 of
Wait,
whom were young girls at the time.
you definitely wouldn't want to marry one of your daughters after she fooled around with one of your sons, because then it would be
No,
weird.
that's just fucking weird. Yeah, we can't have that.
Jesus Christ.
When the hang on, said after Wesson had declared that he planned to move his daughters and their kids to Washington State, several members of his extended family, along with 2 nieces who had rebelled against him, showed up to his compound and demanded he release the kids. The police were called, believing it was a standard custody battle, but
No,
soon turned
jeez.
deadly.
Those cops were
Uh,
never the same again.
and
Oh yeah,
he's
it's just a domestic charge down the street. We're gonna go check it out.
yeah, we'll go check it out. No big deal. Dude comes out covered in fucking blood. He was found guilty of 9 counts of murder and several counts of rape and sexual assault. He's currently sitting on death row.
Yeah, that's bullshit too. That's you get sentenced to death and you live longer than everybody. I don't get how that works. I don't get why it takes 20 years to put a man to death. You sentenced to death, fucking put a bullet in him, and get on with your lives.
Yeah. Or better yet, if he's really, really bad about it, then just put him in a corner. Let him starve to death.
Yeah, he's sentenced to death. Why does he get to live for 20 years in a nice cell with health care? But you get the death penalty. Why do you even get health care? That shouldn't be part of the deal.
Yeah, I know.
Wasn't it the thing to make him die sooner?
Yeah, I would assume.
Keep the poor bastard alive as long as possible, then give him a decent meal before you off him? That's stupid. That's changing. I'm gonna make America
Jesus.
change that.
That's fucking nuts. So there you go. So there's some.
Well, there's some crazy ass Canadians. I was wrong.
So there's not. I mean, of all those, only one was Canadian, but nonetheless.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, they're all.
Yeah, only one was Canadian. The rest were all from all over, like from Brazil or the U.S. But
Yeah. Cults.
Canada's got the one.
I can't get it. I can't get behind them. I just can't. I can't commit to something like that. I've got too much other things to do all the time.
There's only one group that I would consider, and it was actually created from Family Guy, where Peter Griffin becomes a minister of the Arthur Fonzarelli.
Oh yeah.
Which was so genius. All based off of everything Fonzarelli. Oh, that was so good.
Did they end up jumping the shark at the end of that? I don't remember that episode. I don't think I've seen it.
You ever seen that one? Oh,
did they jump a shark at all?
No, he didn't. No, it didn't get to the point of jumping the shark. I believe it was mentioned, though. I know they made reference to it.
Well, you can't do a Fonzie show without mentioning it.
No, exactly. The thing that destroyed that TV show so badly.
Yeah, well, to the point where it's now it's a phrase that's used every time a TV show does something stupid.
Yeah. Jump the shark.
It's when they jump the shark. That's awesome. There's going to be one of those for us. I know there's going to be, at least for me, one. Someday there's going to be you, Eric, that.
See, I think what the term should be is, you just Jersey Shored it.
Oh, that'll be one too.
That should be the one that does it.
Aren't like 3 out of 4 of them in jail now?
No, none of them are.
Oh yeah, the situation just went to jail.
Did he end up going
That's
to jail?
the situation. He didn't pay his damn taxes on any of the money he made while he was there.
I did not know.
So situation's in jail. That Ronnie guy, he's in jail for some assault charges he had. And probably taking some advice from the situation.
Yeah, but he's doing Mike the Situation is doing an 8-month prison sentence.
Yeah, man. I don't make this shit up.
How about that? He's the only one.
Bunch of scumbags. Now that Ronnie's up to no good too. I don't remember what it's all about. Some assault thing. And being a meathead in public, that should be illegal.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course the guy's a fucking meathead. He's a fucking juice monkey. That just makes sense.
I can't believe we haven't had our Canadian version of it yet. Like the Surrey Shore or something.
My God. Please don't. You know what? Now that you mentioned it, it's going to happen. I'm going to fucking hate you.
You go to Steve Nash Fitness World and pick up 4 retards and stick them out in White Rock for a summer and see what happens.
It's Steve Nash Fitness. Oh, man. Oh,
Surrey
God.
Shore. I love it.
The Surrey Shore. It's pretty much perfect. Because he can't really do it. Because he couldn't really do like Tofino Shore because I don't think they would be interesting enough. They'd be too calm and relaxed. They'd have to be from Surrey.
Tofino's not an interesting place. That's why you go there. It's fantastically boring.
Yeah, it's quiet and simple.
You just have to love to surf and eat breakfast. Breakfast is a really big deal there.
Is it really?
Well, it's huge. Yeah, breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
That's what
they
say.
Go all out their breakfast because there's no chain restaurants in Tofino. There's a bylaw. You're not allowed to open a chain restaurant there. So it's all these little mom and pop shops competing for the breakfast dollars, and they make these just extravagant, ostentatious, ridiculous breakfasts.
Really?
To try and drum up your business. It's amazing. It's the most wonderful place on earth.
Oh, wow.
But you got to really like breakfast.
Speaking of, I want to plug a restaurant in North Vancouver.
Cool. Please do.
You have to give me a second so I can remember it. Hang on a second. I'm going to find it. Give me a second. I love this place. I discovered it and found out that the owner was bringing his knives in for me to sharpen.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. So
he's in Ontario?
No, North Vancouver.
Oh.
I'm going to promote a place in North Vancouver.
Yeah, I know, but you said he's bringing his knives in.
No, he brought his knives in. Like I used to sharpen his knives, and before I found out that I actually fucking knew the guy. I think it's right over there. Hang on.
Well, he's looking that up, kids. That's another thing. You want to get your knives sharpened, you can fill out the contact page at ericandgord.com, or you can write directly to Gord at ericandgord.com and get all your knives sharpened. Great prices and top-notch quality artisan work on your knives for you. He'll even pick them up and drop them off for a little bit of a fee. That's a goddamn deal. Get in touch with him, Gord, at ericandgord.com.
Oh,
that was my plug for you.
That was awesome, and I appreciate that.
All right.
Did he close the place out? No, he couldn't have closed it. That place was doing really well.
This is great stuff.
Sorry, everybody. I was hoping to have
Gordon's looking up the restaurant he wants to plug. As long as it's not Andrea's, I'm on board.
By the way, I love their fucking pizza, but I'm scared to order from that place every time.
Yeah. Couple other things that I thought were funny on the Amazon list. I looked at that people were it's the top things that Canadians are buying. Number 2 on the list was the Aztec Secret Healing Clay. I'll let you in on the secret. It does work. It's mud. It's mud in a bottle. You're buying for a ridiculous price. You don't look prettier. I promise you. Your husband's lying, and you spent way too much money on that mud. And it's not from the Aztecs. It's probably from 3 blocks from your house. Is there an abandoned lot there? If there's an empty lot that looks a little muddy next to your local Walmart, that's where your Aztec base mud's coming from, ladies. Just so you know.
Oh, that's very, very funny.
Number 3 on the list is the Philips air fryer. You remember that little thing?
Yes, absolutely.
It's cool. It's $158 on Amazon, and I don't think it's $158 worth of cool. But I guess I'm not on the health food thing, so it does make your food less oily, and that's cool, I guess.
Yes.
But,
Fuck,
but
I can't find this place.
$158. Can't you just not use oil? Like, I don't get it.
No, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Just
All right, I
don't.
went to pull this place. I can't find it.
What else do we have on that stupid list? The Fitbit 3, which is it's advertised as waterproof and sweat-proof. How fucking much do you sweat that you might damage your Fitbit?
Well, if I were to exercise, it might as well just be fucking sitting in a lake. So,
Well, you better get the Fitbit 3 then, because it's made just for that.
yeah. Why would you design something made for fitness that's not waterproof? There's my question.
Well, yeah.
Like, that should have been generation 1. Should have been waterproof. That's just generation 1.
Well, no, that's
is it an exercise thing that goes with the body? Yeah, okay, then it's waterproof.
Yeah, but they plan for generation 3 to be the best seller, right? So they're like, well, we can't make 1 waterproof because then what the hell are we going to do with 3? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Everyone will buy 3 if their 1 gets wrecked by the water.
Oh my god, that fucking makes my brain hurt.
It's true. That's how it works.
Fucking stupid.
You know? That's how they do stuff. What else is on this stupid list? There's something else stupid. Some of their cream. It's always creams. It's all cream and fitness shit. It's stuff that wealthy ladies at home all day can buy. Because that's the only ones who really shop on Amazon.
Yeah.
And they buy crap that their husbands don't know about that doesn't work. Skin creams and Fitbits.
Yeah.
Do you really need something on your wrist that counts how many stairs you don't walk up every day?
No. I had a fucking my first phone had a step counter on it, and I discovered.
Well, they all do now.
Well, yeah, for the most part. But what I discovered on it was genius. Was that when you're a fat guy, every step counts as 3 because it jiggles.
Oh, there you go.
So I was banking like 30,000 steps a day. It was awesome. Look at this. I walked the equivalent of 37 miles today.
See, and that's where I have the problem with fitness, because it's all in your head, kids. Because if you think you walk 30,000 steps, then you walk 30,000 steps and you feel fantastic at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if it was 5,000 or if it was 5. If you're convinced it was 30,000, you feel good.
That's right.
It's all a scam. It's all snake oil. It's all Dr. McGillicuddy's secret serum. Shit hasn't changed since then. It's the same stuff. We just package it smarter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't buy crap. There's no magic anti-aging potions. They don't exist. You want an anti-aging potion? Don't smoke. Don't drink. Go to bed early. Drink water. That's your anti-aging potion. Water.
You know, I remember there was this woman. She was like 87 or 89 years old or some shit. And she was in like perfect health, still living on her own, living on her own, fully self-sufficient, exercise. They asked her what was the secret to her long life. She's like, well, I've never touched alcohol. I've never smoked a cigarette. I've never put myself in any form of danger. I've lived a very safe, basically lived in a bubble life. I said, so what's your advice to others? She goes, don't live my life. It's been a very boring life, and I've regretted my entire life because I've never experienced life. I've never done anything.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say, if you don't smoke and drink, you don't actually live longer. It just feels like you do.
Yeah, exactly. The problem is it gives you too many memories you don't want to have because you've done nothing fun and crazy. So
that's true too. Yeah.
I played cards. I made a puzzle, and I went to church. I mean, like, there's not a whole lot else to it. If you haven't lived life, if you haven't experienced things, if you're not willing to experience things, then seriously, what's the point of being alive?
That's exactly how I feel. That's how people feel.
Okay. This is why I've always been a firm believer that I could drop dead at any time and I'd be very fulfilled because I've done a lot of fucked up shit. And I've experienced life very, very, very full up to this stage of my life. And I'm fine to be a little quieter and whatever at this stage because I've fucking pretty much done it all.
Yeah. I could have done a little less, to be honest. I could have done a little less living so far.
Yeah.
I can reel it in a little bit at this point.
Yeah, there's a couple of things I probably shouldn't have done.
You know who else might be able to say that? Because I just want to touch on it real quick here. Oh, hey, kids, I haven't paid attention this weekend, but I hope you went and listened to us on podcoin.com. Because podcoin.com is where you listen to podcasts and you get paid for it. That's a hell of a deal. Because we don't get paid to talk to you, so you might as well get paid to listen.
Great.
So if you want to get paid to listen to me and Gord every night or some other podcasts that aren't as good, you just go to the Google Play Store or the App Store. You download their app, and when you're filling out the page, they're going to ask you for a promo code. You type in promo code Eric and Gord. You got 300 coins to get started with. You can use your pod coins for gift cards, Starbucks, Tim Hortons, iTunes cards, whatever you want, Xbox Live stuff. Or if you're a good person, you can donate all this stuff to charity. There's a full list of charities you can choose right there on the Podcoin site. So literally, this will change the way you listen to podcasts. Podcoin.com. Check it out today. Mario coin sound. Nice.
Ding.
Uh,
I'll make my own since I can't hear it.
That's podcoin.com for you. And if you don't want to do that, go over and have a listen on Radio Public. They're a great site. They've got us actually running, I think, Radio Public. You can do stuff there. I don't remember. It's been a while. We're not working on there anyway, so I'll do better tomorrow. Radio Public, I promise. Radio Public. When you listen on Radio Public, everybody benefits. That was terrible.
That's all right. It worked well enough.
They're not checking anyway. Maybe this is why they're not calling me about that loan. I should do better tomorrow. Someone else who also needs to do better. I wanted to bring him up because he's a favorite of mine. My good buddy Elon. Not looking so good.
What did you do now?
Investors are saying Tesla's on the way out. Tesla's on its last legs, and they believe that if Tesla should fail, the entire industry will. It'll take. It's like it's a bubble economy right now for the electric vehicle, and if investors continue to lose confidence in it, it'll just fade away. So if Tesla goes, so does the whole dream, basically. That's the prediction in the stock market today.
How about that?
Massive repercussions if Elon doesn't fucking pull something out of his ass. And I think he's done too many rabbits out of hats in his career. He's got to do something substantial here.
Yeah.
So the self-driving car. I'm sorry, did I say electric car? That's not what I meant. The self-driving car will die with Tesla if they can't pull it off. No one can. Is basically the view of the stock market. That's not my view.
It's like I said, it's a great concept. It would, for the most part, it would eliminate a lot of issues.
Oh, definitely.
But
it also eliminate a lot of jobs.
Well, I mean,
truck drivers, pizza drivers, taxi drivers, bus drivers. I could keep going, but I won't. You get the point.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Sure. Yeah, that's true.
Maybe
I just want to know. Yeah, it might be it. I mean, sure. So people have to get different jobs. Oh well.
Yeah, well, that's what I've said too. I go back to my classic example. I said it 1,000 times. Horseshoe makers went through a hell of a time when the car got invented. I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's progress, and some people get left behind, and it sucks. You have to learn to adapt, or sink or swim. It sucks. It does, but it happens, and it's the way of the world. And you gotta just move on. The smart ones probably saw ahead. That's the thing. Just keep looking ahead, and that God love him. That's what Elon tries to do. But he's been on borrowed time for a while, so I hope we're wrong. I hope he makes it.
Yeah, like I said, it's the mixed emotion thing. People are scared of the future, so it is what it is. I think it's a great idea. I'd like to see it. Why not?
I'm scared of the future, so I'm right on board with this. I don't even like the Roomba, let alone the a car Roomba. That scares the crap out of me.
Called the Vroomba.
The Roomba. Okay, now I like it a little more. Can it look like Herbie? If it looks like Herbie and you call it the Vroomba, I'm right back on board.
Oh, absolutely.
Remember Herbie?
Yeah, no. Oh, of course. I was a very big fan. I actually owned all of his movies when I was a kid.
You guys put out Herbie the
Herbie the
Vroomba, and I changed my mind completely.
Herbie the Roomba bug.
We'll outfit the entire Canadian government with them when we're prime minister. There you go, Elon. If Eric and Gord become prime minister of Canada in 2019, you get the exclusive deal to make all the government vehicles while we're in office. But they have to be
There you
called
go.
Roomba.
They have to be called the Vroomba. That's it.
And
That's amazing.
we'll probably end up outfitting the military with them, so make them look tough.
Yeah, they got to look super beefy and like really powerful, but then like they don't even do like.
But not be at all. They have to be just carbon fiber, very light.
That'd be great.
but like tough colors, like a good ugly green, or that Aztec. Remember the Aztec? Remember the color that was? We want that color.
Oh,
There must be gallons of that shit laying around.
Oh my God, no!
Yeah.
Please no.
Good stuff. EricandGord.com if you want to sign up quick, because these things are going to sell like hotcakes.
Yes, they certainly are.
Another one of those staples I never got. When were hotcakes like the shit? When there was this one.
What is a hotcake?
I have no idea. I assume it's like
is that a pancake?
I would guess so.
Is that what that is?
But what was the one day when they were just the fucking bomb and everyone had them, and then that became a saying like, "Oh, those things are going to sell like hotcakes." Like, when the fuck did hotcakes ever? When were they the big thing?
Oh.
It's a stupid statement.
Ask IHOP.
Ask IHOP, yes.
Which is now not IHOP. Now it's what's IHOP now? Didn't they change it now? It's IHOB, International House of Burgers.
Oh, did they do that?
Yeah, there's a big thing that they were doing. They're going to change that.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That would be like if the Dutch just became the Danish. Just for,
right.
You know,
which, by the way, fucking love that restaurant, the Dutch.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
Yeah, I was a very, very, very big fan.
That's silly. You guys are silly. Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Silly because we're fucking smart.
Yeah, right? There we go. I like that. We're silly because we're fucking smart. That'd be good on a t-shirt.
That's not bad.
I've been trying to think of what I'm going to put on a t-shirt. That might be it. Something like that. I am tired. I wanted to touch on some rich people, but maybe I'll save that for tomorrow. I got a list today of the 15 richest Canadians. It's pretty embarrassing comparatively, the amount of money we have, but interesting list anyway.
We do have a billionaire. We have a couple of billionaires, though.
Oh, 14 out of the 15 are billionaires.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
The only one on the list of the richest Canadians who's not in the billionaires club,
yeah,
Mr. Dan Aykroyd.
Oh,
coming in at $180 million.
Oh, that's because his vodka is so expensive.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's
I've
fucking
heard. I don't
delicious.
think I've tried it. Yeah,
it is really good. It comes in a skull. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's Crystal Skull vodka. He's also got a very lucrative chain of blues bars.
Yes, he does. That's right. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, they do very well. That's where his wealth comes from. They ain't from his shit movies. Although he was in Grosse Pointe Blank and he was awesome. So I take it back, Dan. I love you. You're a good dude.
Oh, come on. Dan Aykroyd did fucking The Great Outdoors. I mean, with John
Candy. The Great Outdoors. Yes,
greatest fucking movie ever.
One of. Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that movie, without a doubt.
I as far as John Candy goes, I got to go Who's Harry Crumb at number one. But I'd say Great Outdoors is probably my number two.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
That's number one. That's not even a second thought for me. That movie is it's perfection.
Actually, John Candy, God love him, his cameo in Home Alone was amazing.
Oh, it's so good. So well done. Because it's just him.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
pretty much exactly what he's like. So I mean, it just would have been perfect.
He is just cool. He was just so great. Just a great. I wish I could have met him. What a great dude. And he went there like every Argonauts game, which is just incredible. A lot of his own personal wealth went into the Argonauts. He loved that team.
It's true. He really, really, really did.
I watched a documentary about it on Sportsnet. It was like a Sportsnet documentary about him and everything he did for them. It was very cool. Even in the lean years, he was always a big supporter.
Yeah. The lean years, where he
the
got
lean
skinny?
years in the CFL, right? Like that's every year.
Okay.
The lean years. Are you making a fat John Candy joke? You
Yes, I was.
That's terrible. Really. I'm siding with Tara from now on. You monster.
Sorry. Maybe if I found God, I'd be nicer.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
I don't think you're supposed to follow that with an evil laugh.
Right?
Oh, that was great. Just the way you laughed at that was just
Excellent.
pure evil, my friend.
There's your new ringtone, my friend, right there.
Yeah. Maybe if I found God, I'd be nicer.
Fuck
That
God.
is terrible. Now you don't. Fuck. They don't even want you to look for him now. If he wanted me, he'd find me. I'm not that. I'm in one of two places. Why doesn't he find me? Why do I have to find him? That's stupid.
Yeah.
EricGore.com.
Yeah, he's omniscient. He can fucking find me.
So yeah, we'll save that list for tomorrow. I'm gonna sign off. I'm pretty okay with this. Tomorrow night will be a lot of Degrassi talk and a lot of talk about the richest Canadians. 25 of them in the Billionaires Club. Very interesting stuff. Some people I didn't expect, so that'll be fun.
I look forward to that list.
I do too. I look forward to every night with you guys. So until tomorrow, we'll take care of each other.
Fuck somebody.
Cult leaders.
Fuck a cult. Yeah, don't fuck a cult leader, but fuck cult leaders.
There you go. I like that one.
There we go. I'll make sure we get that one right.
Playing some music now, kids. Talk to you tomorrow. That was too funny.
By the way, I got something for you here, just to make you giggle a little bit.
A production of championship. Any company copyright 2018, all rights reserved. Unauthorized duplication is infringed.
What the fuck did it? Oh my god, it's not even there anymore. Oh, that's fucking annoying. Oh, I had someone was going to read you. It was so good.
Oh, on the show?
That's something I thought you'd be fucking funny, but I could paraphrase it.